day.
What a beautiful morning this is. I mean, it's only just before 8:30, but even still, what a good start to my second day here in Amsterdam. And funnily enough, today we're actually going to be visiting another country for a day. Keep watching. It's just bike after bike after bike after bike, isn't it? And we're off for a bit of breakfast as well. Named after a famous Brazilian footballer. Just to confirm, I don't know if you can say that, but that says Brussels there, 37 kilometres away. Finally, we are off. We're in Brussels, but we've brought the Glaswegian weather so far. That looks something right out of the 50s. That doesn't though. I can't say I've been on that many tube lines that are playing Miley Cyrus in there. And there, Heysel, is where we will be going. It's an interesting name for a metro stop, isn't it? Wasn't that beautiful? It's very 1920s, possibly even 1800s, that design, isn't it? Well, doesn't this look beautiful? That's very European, isn't it? Not just Dutch windmills, eh? Tour de Eiffel. They just casually play their national anthems. Coolio, eh? Another place I do need to tick off at some point. It's quite cool, they go back to the Viking era. There's a very familiar location. Hopefully we can go there one day on the channel. This is pretty darn cool. Bale Tower, which I never got the chance to visit, but I did take a photo of during the boat party that went when I was there. I do need to go back though. I can only really assume that the country that this volcano is representing has to be Iceland. It's pretty awesome from what I can see. It's quite unique, isn't it? There's that famous clock tower from Prague. I've heard great things about this place, and not just because it's cheap. And this is what my photo right at the start looks like. I was definitely not expecting my photo to be taken, but ah well. Oh my goodness. The chips here are amazing, and this is a interesting Brazilian sauce that I've went for rather than going for mayonnaise or ketchup. You need to come to Belgium to try their fries, people. What a monument to behold, isn't it? Pretty darn good, isn't it? The atomium. This lot are playing later at a certain team in purple. And this building just here might look very random or like an old palace, but it's actually, hope I'm saying this right, the King Baudouin Stadium where the Belgian national team play. So yeah, they don't play at Anderlecht, they play here, but it doesn't really look that much like a football stadium, not at least from this stand anyway. The rest of it, looks great, good architect behind that, although it does need a little bit of TLC, I've got to admit that. That's this again. Orange. I'll go in there later then. Beer experience. Interesting. Bring it on. Another one. So I had to order 2 beers because it's a minimum of €5 for any card payment. 1 for each hand, if you know, you know. I'm in a place called The Big Game, and this is sort of what it looks like. Smoking room up the stairs. I've not even been here half an hour and I'm still halfway through my second one. Do I deserve a medal for this? For even just one of those from Sports Day? You tell me, but on the other hand, wearing with pride. As you do wherever I go, I've got myself a little fridge magnet. But I honestly could have spent an hour or 2 in here just talking about funny Simpsons moments. Or any sort of other geeky, with all due respect, sort of stuff, if you know what I mean. Hey! Oh, how amazing does this look? I mean, pineapple might not be the most common thing you'd put on a waffle, but oh well. I'll enjoy it nevertheless. Lovely to see this wherever you are. Try and save as many as you can. On the tube just now, and I've spotted so far just 1 Anderlecht fan. It'll be interesting to see how many more we spot on here. Thomas Radzinski and Jan Vertonghen, both former players of the Premier League. The streets will never forget. I don't know about you guys, but this genuinely does trump what you see in England and especially in Scotland. People buying beer, drinking in the streets. Yeah, they're also buying your chips, but they're also being allowed a little bit more freedom than perhaps we as Scots tend to do, because everyone thinks we're nitwits. Buck up, for goodness sake. Good that they've got a good few tunes, playing outside the game. Definitely, you have to walk through a local park, to get to the actual entrance of the stadium. Some things are just unique in football, aren't they? I know that's might be a bit of an under. Not exactly a sellout, you can tell that both sets of fans
well, one of them anyway at the moment, loves to create an atmosphere. Am I right or am I right? So far in this first half, even though Anderlecht have had more chances, Ghent have probably had the better ones. Yeah, it still remains goalless for now. But the atmosphere, honestly, is so underrated. Come to Belgium, people. And just like that, it gets a run of play, Anderlecht score. Out of nowhere, Anderlecht have got a penalty. Go on. Yes! And just like that, it's 3-0 to the team in purple. As for the halftime entertainment, what can I say? I've got a nice Mexican hamburger thing with onions and mustard in it. I did have a little bit of French still in my memory from doing it at primary school, but it's good that you can actually take this into the stadium whilst it being outside anyway, and you can still take beers from inside as well, even though they've got their own kiosk in there for that as well. So I cannot complain about that. Better than Aberdeen or Celtic's half-time facilities. The second half had just kicked off, and we've got another beer in our hands. This might just be better than Stella. If you've tried this, do let me know in the comments. And just like that, is a hat trick for Kasper Dolberg. Dolberg's got 4 now. Celtic, get him signed up for next season. You've got the money, for goodness sake. Some of these guys are genuinely insane. They might not be able to match the Goomba game, but they're definitely up there in terms of like best European footballing ultras. Yeah, not to be underestimated, that's for sure. It finishes 5-0 on a rather emphatic scoreline, and this is what they're playing after the game. If this isn't a proper club, then I don't know what is.
I found the famous dog here in Brussels that loves to have a piss. I'm sure many people have came up here and just to take a photo of it. It's a cute little thing, I've got to admit that. The Grand Place here in Brussels with some very stunning architecture. It looks better at night, it genuinely does. And that's partly due to this.
Once again, I've had to go for 2 Guinness because maybe they just love ripping people off here, who knows, but 2 lovely Guinnesses, but they can't taste that as good as if they do in our...
Hello again, guys. Sorry I wasn't able to capture much of what happened in that Irish place that I was in. It was a place called Celtic A, which is an interesting name for reasons that I don't really need to elaborate much further on. But yeah, they had karaoke on when I was in there. They were playing "Wannabe" by the Spice Girls, "I Want It That Way," All the Small Things, even Despacito, would you believe? I did want to go up and perform "Sex on Fire," but then once I tried to connect to the Wi-Fi, it was too little, too late, and I needed to literally walk half an hour to the train station where my Flixbus is going to be taking us back to Amsterdam. So maybe in a few days or so we will find a decent place in the Dam that does karaoke, so be prepared for that.